Stop now. This is Sark. This is the main village. There's Iain. And there is Ian's bike. When he can get out of the way. Thank you. I'll show you my island. It's the only transport on the island. That's what we came up 300 feet from the harbour to in. Village. I'm quite sure what that said.
Far cry from civilization.
I can hear tractor coming. I don't want to get in its way because I don't want to get knocked over. Wow. Let's have a look. Oh look, transport.
We are in 1996, coming to the end of the century, and here we are in Sark, and it's like the beginning of the 18th century. It is raining, not cold, it's raining, and as you can see, that lovely horse. Times of travel.
This is it's a natural bridge between Sark and over on the other side of Sark. If you look either side of you, see it's a sheer drop. I would estimate probably what, 100 feet, 150 feet, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
On that side, on the other side, this is about 8 foot wide. And as you can see, 8 foot is not a lot really. Easily get flown on either side. We're not actually cycling along here, we don't think. We might go up there. Debatable at the moment. It's a nice view though, just look at it. You can see over in the horizon, just in the mists. I think that's probably the south end of Guernsey, which is the second largest island in the Channel Islands.
Oh, the weather isn't cycling weather. It's a bit nippy now. As you can see, it's raining. But it really does take you back to what it must have been like before motorised vehicles, because there's no way you can get a car or anything else down here. You can't even get a bike down here. So the weather, as you can tell, is pretty damp, but they say it'll brighten up later on, which you'll see later on in the video.
In 1945, this roadway was rebuilt in concrete and handrails added by a German prisoner of war labour working under the direction of the 259 Field Company Royal Engineers.
Here are. The bridge is just over to the back of you. On this side, you've got a little Sark. Quite a busy little place. We've seen a couple of carts and bikes and people on foot, but it's so small, hence the reason why it's called Little Sark. As you can see the outline of the coast and how rough it is. So this is where we are at the moment. The time is roughly about 12:30, and just over on the mainland of the park you can see some of the houses and a church steeple if you have a look round. This is part of the what's this, north side of Sark.
This is Sark Methodist Church. So it's about halfway from that bridge up there to the village, which is up that way.
We're here in the church, but
It's open.
it's open.
Right then.
Oh, yeah. It's a long ride. Here we are, Church of England. In the mainland of Sark. We just found out that Sark has a population of around 640, 650 people, all of which all live on the island. They do not transport over to the Jersey or Guernsey. They all work and live on the island. We'll go inside and have a look around. Oh, it's lovely and warm. There's a register here. It's once said that the Queen visited here in 1989. See if we can find it. No, I doubt it. Again, different book, but yes, the Queen actually signed a name on this, which I think we will be doing very shortly. Seems to all be in French. Church of England in French. Oh. Right, off we go. Riding around on my bush like honey. Carry on.
Sark ambulance station. It's in there. Ambulance. Wonder what sort of ambulance it is. Is it motorised? Yeah, I suppose in a way it is. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's a tractor drawn ambulance. Where's Iain? He is, just coming out of the men's. Where we will end up, nobody knows. The Seigneurie.
Clearing up a bit now. The Seigneur Gardens. People that actually own the island. As you can see, it's pretty cheap to get in. Unfortunately, we haven't got the time to get in here because we're running out of time very quickly. Just a few things that we found out so far on the island is you already heard there's 640 to 650 people living on the island. There's roughly about 25% of that are actually born in Sark, which is very small. Back in the Second World War, the first they knew about the invasion was when the Germans were coming over on their boats with machine guns running, and that's the very first thing they found out of it. Right, we're off again. Well, here we are, down at the north side of the island, at La Epicure Common. We've travelled from west all the way through down to north. It must have taken us, what, about a half hour, 45 minutes? That was stopping on the way. So, quite a unique little island, because speaking to the islanders, I was speaking to somebody in a coffee shop, and she says sometimes you actually forget you're actually on a small island. It's not until you actually go down to the boat to catch a boat over to Jersey or Guernsey that you realise just how small the island is. And as you can tell, we've got quite a bit on video, and this is the far point, the northeast point of the island. There's quite a few little islands over in the far north and northwest, but northeast, beg your pardon. But you can't actually see them because the mist is actually coming down as we speak. It's absolutely pouring down with rain here. But we can actually just see them. You might have to catch them on video, but they're just over the northwest, northeast, south, north-south. What is it, Alan?
Northeast.
Northeast. That's northeast.
Northwest.
Northwest, I was right in the first. Northwest. Over to the northeast, you've got places like Jersey and the mainland.
Of France.
And, sorry?
Of France.
France is not that way.
It's over by Jersey.
France is the other side.
That's not, it's towards Jersey.
Anyway. Right. Back we go.
Sometimes on this island the roads are so steep that you have to actually walk. It's a bit impossible to cycle your bike. Oh dear. It's a hard slog. Especially when the hills are as steep as this. Oh, nice when you hit a flat a bit though, you can actually cycle off just around the corner and into the village.
Hello. Right, we're halfway now between the north end and the main village. As you can see behind me, there's a postman. It's one of two postmen on the island. All the mail comes from Guernsey, beg your pardon. They both live on the island, but as I say, all the mail comes in from Guernsey. The police force and fire engine and ambulances. You've got two policemen on the island. One of them is the main one, the constable, and the other one is the understudy. What happens, after a year of being in charge, he stands down, the understudy goes up, and he picks his own understudy. So what happens then, a year later, that understudy becomes the main one and he picks his own yet again. You've got one policeman on bike and you've got another policeman who's on tractor. Same thing with fire engines and the ambulance, which I think you had a clip of earlier on the video. We're just now on the way up to the main village, which we'll show you around the village and hopefully give you a little bit more detail of what the village is like. We'll see you there. Bye.
We're like voluntary service anyway.
Yeah.
So we're just a lot of it's stuff washed on the beach.
What about the ambulance?
That actually this year has been very busy again. Falling off bikes. That's mostly coming across on the boat. Where do you come from today?
Came from Jersey.
Right. So it's obviously a bit choppy today.
Oh, it's very choppy.
Yeah.
It's,
some people just don't suit it at all. So
yeah.
a lot of people spend the rest of the day in there, feeling seasick. So.
It's a lovely little island.
It's what you make it. A lot of people still come over and say, well, it's boring, nothing to do. But like you say, it's what you make it.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
We're actually from London, by Bagwell Airport.
So just a slight bit of difference.
It's very different. I can't get over no motorised vehicles.
No, the closest we've got anything to that is the Invalid little carriage things.
Oh, yeah.
Little cars, that's all we've got. Which we all want, especially when we leave the pub and everything.
Jump on. How do you know that?
This is the only fire engines. That one is the only one that reads mobile now, because it's got better suspension.
Yeah.
There was another one that they made before, so bouncy. It's so slowly, the battery not being the roads the way they are. So they've got that one in instead.
Where's the hospital?
Guernsey. We've got a doctor surgery, which is just up
I
there.
see you've got a Red Cross place here.
Yeah.
Which opened up by the Queen.
That's all together.
Found out.
That's our surgery. No dentist. Dentist in Guernsey as well.
Really?
Or mainland. The mainland is probably cheaper than Guernsey.
How often do you get a boat from here to Guernsey?
Every day.
It runs every day. One a day or is it?
During the summer it's about 5.
5 a day. It's not that far, is it? About a half hour?
3/4 of an hour. It's 6 miles. Harbour to harbour is 6 miles. Jersey 9.
9 miles. Yeah.
So you got that hydro force from Jersey.
I know how far from Jersey do.
I felt it this morning.
It's a long way, you know, when you're and like people that don't travel very well.
There's a few people on the boat this morning that didn't, weren't there?
Definitely.
Well, I heard they weren't bringing any day trippers at all.
Well, I'm hoping they can get back.
Well, if they bought you, it's up to them to sort something out.
Well, yes, I thought.
That's true.
Well, I found out more about the fire station and that anyway.
You've been to Hounslow High Street, you've been to Uxbridge, you've been to Feltham High Street. Have a look at Sark. I get run over in a minute. Going to Sark Model Railway. Let's go and have a look, shall we?
in a little cafe, just having a little bite to eat and a coffee and a sandwich and looking at the map. Quite good it was. A bit blowy outside. It's a bit late all day actually. I think it's all have my sandwich. Did you know that all the bikes on the island have to have licences and taxes? Also, dogs have to have licences and tractors all have to have licences and taxes for using the roads. And because of the licences for...
Right, well here we are. After that lovely cup of coffee and tea and cakes, we're now down the high street, which is called the Avenue. Now if you have a look in front of you, you've got the post office. As you can see, they do quite a bit in one of these stores. We were told to somebody off that actually lives on the island, and they can get anything that you can get on the mainland. It costs slightly more because it comes in from Guernsey. So, but the main thing, they can get whatever they really want. As you can see in the shop window, you've got quite a lot of household stuff, gardening stuff. The weather, as you can tell, the weather is not nice. We'll be going back in about half hour or thereabouts, and it's going to be very rough. I can feel it. It's very windy. Yeah. Right, so shall we go and have a look, see what else is in the high street? I'll see you there. Bye. We have the only prison on the island. It holds 2 people, there's no central heating, and there's no neighbours because there's no TV. It was built in 1856, as you can see on the door, and it's got nobody in it at the moment. At the moment. Also on the island is the school. This is Stanley Avenue, and it's basically next door to the prison. And I think I heard there were 40 children that go to school on the island. And as I say earlier on, they're all on this island. They don't come off the island. In this weather, I don't blame them. Hello again. Well, here we are. We're still in the high street, called the Avenue, and this is the Feds. There's also groceries, fruit and veg, health foods, ice cream, you name it, they do it. This is a good, nice little shop actually. Right, I shall see you down the high street a little bit further. But as you can tell, it wasn't that far from the last shop. This here is the island stores for bread, butter, milk and bakery. You've also got a fashion place, clothing, footwear, toys, etc. You've got a pottery place which is just down here, which I'll go and have a look in a minute. And you've got the phone box, which is probably a little bit different from the ones at home. So shall we go and have a look at the pottery, shall we? South Lorraine's pottery. One of the smallest pottery places you can find, probably. And they've done some work there. Ah, here we are outside the jewellers, Rung Jewellers or something like that. Lovely stuff inside the window. Right, I think we're good. Right, park the bicycles up. We're damp, wet, ready to come home. That was Sark. What you're seeing there is probably about 15–75% of what they've got on the island. And this is where we got the bike from. We're off. Bye.
I don't know if you can hear me. This is the harbour in Sark. Board the catamaran back to Jersey, and we've had a really good day here on Sark, cycling around, seeing all the views. Weather could have been a bit better, but on the whole, it's just like taking a step back in time, and I thought it was brilliant.